I'm back. Rhodes from the Matrixx and Rhodes show. Oh, I almost went there. I almost do it every time I come over and make a video on this channel because you guys know we got 4 channels. So, and this is the only one that doesn't start out with black and white something. So anyway, Matrixx and Rhodes show. Welcome in. Make sure you hit subscribe. We are going to talk about that dumpster fire rolling down the hill on a tire fire known as Halloween Ends. As you guys know, it's been massive backlash in the horror community among fans. It's divided fans. The Halloween franchise finally has, I was reluctant to say something Last Jedi like, but if it's going to divide the fandom, I guess if the shoe fits Rian Johnson, David Gordon Green, then wear it. And we got some comments. We got a reviews coming in from the same place because Danielle Harris, the legendary Danielle Harris, that's right, little Jamie Lloyd from the historic Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, and Halloween 5. And technically speaking, her character was in Halloween 6. Man, we got an unjust situation with that movie and that character, didn't we? But anyway, the Thorn trilogy, as some people like to refer to it as. Legendary. Of course, she also came back as Annie Brackett in Rob Zombie's Halloween movies. Now, I'm going to just be real. That Halloween movie of Rob Zombie's, I loved. I loved it. I actually have it as the 3rd best Halloween movie ever. I think 3rd or 4th, something right in there. I actually got Halloween 4 as number 2. Okay, so Danielle Harris is high up there. That's not, of course, her only horror credits by any imagination. You know, she was involved with Hatchet and that franchise over there. So anyway, and Scott Taylor Compton, she's come out. Of course, she played Laurie Strode in Rob Zombie's version. I've got to admit, guys, and a lot of people can't stand Zombie. I'm a huge Rob Zombie fan. I've seen him in concert twice. He puts on a visually unbelievable concert. Saw him with Marilyn Manson one year. Whoa, man, that rocked. Sherry Moon Zombie came out on stage. Very, very cool. And I happen to like a little of his white trash horror. I do. 31 kind of liked it, to be honest with you. Now he's got some I didn't like. Halloween 2, didn't love it, although it did come across better upon the last few screenings that I've seen of it. When I first saw it the first couple of times, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. In the same way that I hate this film right here, and that we're talking about. Well, anyway, long story short, Danielle Harris and Scout Taylor Compton have come out and just flat said they hate this new Halloween movies. They hate it. They don't know what happened. They're asking the same question a lot of people are asking: where the hell was Michael Myers in this damn Halloween movie? This is supposed to be the ending, and this is what we got. And man, I'm going to tell you, they trashed this film. They absolutely destroyed it. This is comicbook.com. They asked the simple question: where's Michael? Yeah. And this has got spoilers in it, guys. So if you don't want to see it, if you don't want to hear it, see it, whatever. Halloween Scream Queens, Danielle Harris and Scout Taylor Compton reviewed Halloween Ends, critiquing the lack of Michael Myers in the final sequel to John Carpenter's 78 horror classic. Ends is the 3rd film in the director David Gordon Green's rebooted trilogy, following 2018's Halloween and 2021's Halloween Kills, and is the last time Jamie Lee Curtis reprises her iconic role as Laurie Strode. And I think that's got a lot of us that hated the movie pretty sad. It does. It really does. The actresses who starred in Rob Zombie's rebooted 2007 Halloween and Halloween 2 shared their thoughts in a candid conversation on the latest episode of their Talk Scary to Me podcast. And of course, they were in those movies together. Quote, it was a really cool story if it was about a new serial killer and what it was like for someone to become a serial killer. But then they kind of just threw Michael Myers in there, is what it seemed like to me. Taylor Compton, who portrayed Laurie Strode in the zombie reboot, said the Shape's protege, Corey Cunningham. Both actresses praised Campbell's performance as the babysitter turned copycat killer who encounters a sewer-dwelling Michael Myers in the tunnels beneath Haddonfield. And they're going to point something out that I absolutely hated. And I do mean hated. But Harris, who originally played Laurie Strode's young daughter, Jamie Lloyd, in 1988's Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, and Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, criticized the lack of kills and the amount of time it took for Michael to appear. I said in my review, shit, it took a long time for Michael Myers to show up. I was like, really? And then that's what we got out of him? Quote, where are the kills? Where's Michael? What the hell is going on? Michael was, quote, so weak, Taylor Compton said, adding that his first appearance at the 40-minute mark is so long for a Halloween Michael Myers movie, and the end, for him not to show up and not to be strong as F. I was mortified when he went into that tunnel. Boy, I mean, I absolutely agree with Taylor Compton here. I was mortified when he went into that tunnel and Corey almost beat his ass. I was mortified. Taylor Compton continued, I almost couldn't look. I was so traumatized by what was happening. Portraying the Shape as old and weak is, quote, not the Michael Myers we deserve. The former Laurie Strode actress said, that's not it. That's not the last Michael Myers movie. I felt so bad for James, Jude Courtney. Like, this is the end of your Michael Myers? Question mark. Harris and Taylor Compton again praised Campbell's character's performance, with Harris noted, as much as I preferred his kills to Michael's kills, he's the only thing that kept me interested, but it shouldn't have been a Halloween movie. Yikes. On the ultimate showdown between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, ending with Laurie fatally stabbing Michael, slitting his throat and wrist to bleed out, the actresses agreed the fight was satisfying. Yeah, I thought it was too. Yet at the same time, Taylor Compton added Michael was so weak that I felt so ashamed watching this. I can't watch this. This is mortifying. I can't watch this. I know how hard it is to make these movies. I also don't want to offend anybody that made the movie. It's just our opinion, Taylor Compton said. Now I get when people have opinions about movies and your movies, and I get it. Because you're invested in Michael, Harris added. I completely understand. That's why I don't take offense when people come up to my table and goes, I didn't like your movies, but can I have your autograph? So I get it. Now we get it. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, said Harris. There are things that I think we were hoping for, knowing this was the end, but we just didn't leave feeling like we got what we wanted. And look, I think that was I think that's a lot of people's feelings right now. It's just so depressing knowing that this is the end result of what we got from the story from 78. You already scrapped Halloween 2, which, like I said before, that in itself bothered me because I just felt like Halloween 2 and Halloween go together as one big movie. Same night, still chasing Laurie Strode, and it brings it all together to the end, right? So that was one of my problems from the very get-go into this new reboot, was the fact that, and when you watch these new movies, you got to wonder, well, why did you scrap Halloween 2? Like, what was the purpose of having scrapped Halloween 2? It seemed to me like Halloween 2 could have still played a role here. Still just been part of the narrative, right? Part of the film. And I'm sure for Taylor Compton, this is a real issue for her and Danielle Harris, because Tyler Mane put on one of the best portrayals of Michael Myers we have ever seen. And it is one reason I liked Zombies reboot so much, because he turned Michael Myers into a large, land shark, okay? He turned him into a strong, tall, rugged, brutal killing machine with no mercy. And I thought the early incarnation with Michael Myers being a kid, look, this is the way a lot of these kind of killers start. That was actually pretty accurate. And it made some sense of how this transformation of this kid turned out to be, I don't know how big Tyler Mane is, but he's probably 6'5" at least. I bet he's more like 6'8". But he turned him into this silent killing monster. And, man, I think those movies, that first one is so underappreciated. And then Danielle Harris also has the connection of those two. Halloween 5 was good, not great, better than this Halloween End shit we got, that's for sure. And Halloween 4, it's not even a question. Halloween 4 to me is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. It truly is. That opening sequence where they go in there and I'm like, y'all got to transport Michael Myers on like Halloween Eve or some shit? Y'all really got to do that? And then Donald Pleasance was so good in Halloween 4. So I appreciate the fact that they didn't hold back. Look, in a vacuum, they're right, okay? The Corey Cunningham character, I said in my review, hey, if they wanted to make a different franchise, call it, I don't care what in the fuck you call it, I was going to pick some random holiday out there, St. Patrick's Day Kills or something like that. You get the point. If you'd have just made another different franchise and put this killer into it, you might have something interesting. But don't take this guy and drop him in Michael Myers' movie. Don't do that. It's not his movie. It's Michael's movie. Okay, and that was my whole point. People are coming to these movies. They are sitting down, and they want to see Laurie Strode versus Michael Myers. It's a simple formula for these movies. Literally, let Michael kill 20 people, and then have a 10-minute showdown with Laurie at the end. We're good. Everybody goes home. It's satisfied. The audience ratings are much higher. The box office is better. The word of mouth is better. And everybody is satisfied. And instead, that's not what we got, is it? So I give them credit in this day and time. You won't see a lot of actresses or actors come out and criticize on this level. But I know how much this genre means to those two girls. And especially Harris, because she is so intertwined from being a child into this franchise. And it's like, hey, what gives? I don't so much have as much of a problem with Michael being old and weaker. I don't. I didn't have a real problem with that because it fit with what they were trying to... The way he made the movie, Laurie Strode's old. Well, Michael will be old. And he got the shit kicked out of him in the last movie. So that really wasn't an issue I had like they had. But when you've had Tyler Mane as your Michael Myers, you want a raging killing machine. I really, it was ever going to be tough to top that Tyler Mane portrayal of Michael. And same way with Derek Mears. That was the one thing I appreciated about the Friday reboot is, man, I thought they got Jason right. They turned Jason into Jaws with a machete on land. And he was fast, scary, and was coming for blood. And I liked that shit a lot. Really did. Entertaining, I think. Tell me what you think. Matrixx and Rhodes show fans, they hated it. Both of them. Can't say I blame them. A lot of people agree. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.